Hey y'all. How y'all doing? How was your Thanksgiving if you celebrated? Let me know. Let me know. Tap in and let me know how Thanksgiving was. Did you travel? Did you go anywhere? What's the tea? Was there any tea at your family gathering? I want to know. Hola Juan, ¿cómo te va? Hey, oh, I'm seeing so many familiar faces. I haven't seen in forever. I'm seeing so many familiar faces, so many familiar usernames that I have seen over the years. It's so good to see y'all. I hope that everyone had a really good Thanksgiving. Y'all know I've already been dragging you about not eating all those leftovers. Y'all eating leftovers today? Let me know. Hey, Shannon. Why y'all not telling on yourselves? Tap in and let me know if you eating leftovers today. Go ahead. I'm not gonna judge you too bad. I'm not gonna judge you too bad. Hey Aisha, I haven't seen you in a long time. You did? It's okay. It's okay. Just don't get caught up. This is the thing. If you were eating your Thanksgiving food yesterday, you gotta let it go. That's the only thing. You gotta let it go. You can't keep eating the Thanksgiving food throughout the weekend because that's how you get caught up. That's how you get caught up. Y'all can hear me with the mic and everything, right? No more leftovers after today. Let's make a deal. We're talking about 2024 weight loss goals. So, first things first, no Thanksgiving leftovers after today. After today, we let it go. We let it go. It's going to be okay. All right. I just got off of a consultation call right before this, and I was talking to this lady who brought up something that really made me wonder if you guys are feeling the same way. I was asking her what is her why, like why does she want to do this now, why does she want to lose the weight now, and she's like she's realizing that she has spent most of her adult life trying to lose weight. Do y'all feel like that? Does anybody else feel like that? Tina said just don't leave with a to-go plate. Exactly. See, if you didn't cook, you have the pleasure of not having to take all that food home and not having it sit in your house. So just don't take nothing to go and just get back to it like normal. Don't take it through the weekend. That's how you end up gaining 10 pounds, 15 pounds over the weekend. It can happen. I've seen it. Has it happened to me? Yes. I've been on a 100-pound weight loss journey. I've seen a lot of stuff for sure. Shannon said, I only fixed one plate. I went to Pilates this morning and ate my plate when I got home to get rid of it. Exactly. Good for you. Good for you. But let me know, do you guys feel like that? Do you feel like you have been trying to lose weight for most of your adult life? Does anybody else feel like that? This lady, she was in her 50s and she had started gaining weight when she went into college. And at that point, for however many years, she just progressively gained weight. And then it was not until I guess 10 years ago when she realized like her weight was really super high. She had gotten over 300 pounds and she started trying to do something about it. But still, that was 10 years ago. And now she's sitting at like 325, trying to lose the same weight from 10 years from her whole adulthood, basically. You guys said that you have felt that way. I feel that way, ongoing cycle with weight loss. Okay, let me ask y'all another question since we're in here. Okay, you guys are participating, so I feel like you guys really want to learn. Like you're really trying to find something out. This is my question. When you're on a weight loss journey, when you start, from the time that you start to the time that you quit before you go in that cycle, how much time is that? How much time passes? Is it a week? Is it a month? When do you generally quit? I'm really curious about that. Um, let's go ahead and go to the questions while y'all are getting me that, and then we'll circle back. Okay. We're going to talk about consistency, which was one of the big questions. Everybody was asking about consistency. It's going to be the last thing that we talk about. We're going to start with some other things that were asked about. One was asking about tips on meal prepping. Okay. I hope you're taking notes. Like, get your plan together for how you're going to meal prep this weekend, for example. Okay. You want to bulk prep. Back in the day, we used to do the meal prep. You remember, everybody had the containers. And I see people now, like now, I see people who still will have those little containers and they're prepping like that. And I'm like, child, that look like too much work. Bulk prep. What do I mean by bulk prep? I mean, decide what your protein is going to be for the week, or proteins, right? So maybe you do chicken and fish. Okay. You're going to make all of your chicken, let's say chicken thighs, chicken breast, and yes, sometimes some weeks I have chicken thighs. Please do not let don't let the chicken breast have you in a chokehold. Don't let the chicken breast have you. Do not just need to eat chicken breast, y'all. Like, free yourself. Anyways, decide what your proteins are going to be. So maybe it's going to be chicken and fish, for example. Do y'all have air fryers? Look, it's Black Friday, so if you don't have an air fryer, get an air fryer. Also, make sure you get in my class because it's Black Friday. All right, class is usually $99. It's $19.99. If you need to exit the live right now to go to cookiemiller.com/Black Friday and hurry up and get that deal, go ahead and do it and come back. Okay. But anyway, air fryer. Y'all be overcomplicating it. Please don't overcomplicate it. Put that stuff in the air fryer. Season it differently, right? Back in the day, I used to use Mrs. Dash, and I would season like one with the chili lime, whatever it was, one with the other one. Just give yourself a little different taste, okay? Then you're going to choose your sides, just like you're making Thanksgiving dinner. You're asking how to meal prep. Meal prep the same way that you made that Thanksgiving dinner, okay? But on a smaller scale. Now you got your meats. You're good. Or whatever your proteins are going to be, okay? Let's say that you're vegetarian or something. Maybe your proteins are going to be lentils and beans and tofu, okay? Prepare those things. Now you're going to look for your sides. What are your sides going to be? How can you make different recipes out of these dishes that you have? For me, like, let's say this week, what I'm doing, I'm going to do chicken fajitas and steak fajitas, right? So making the chicken, making the steak, and then also making rice and lentils mixed together so that one day I can have chicken, for example, with rice, with a vegetable, like let's say Brussels sprouts or something like that, okay? That's one meal. But at the same time, I can take that chicken and shred it, put it on a tortilla, and now I have a taco, right? So you're going to take this and make different things out of it. Next thing you want to do, make yourself a big salad for the week. It is going to do a couple things. One, it's going to ensure that you get your vegetables. Some of y'all haven't seen a vegetable in a long time, okay? Maybe you saw a vegetable yesterday, but I'm not talking about a buttered up vegetable, okay? I'm talking about like a real, like, you know, it's still crispy. I'm not talking about the type of vegetable where you have cooked all of the nutrients out of it. Okay, I'm talking about a real vegetable. So when you make yourself a big salad like that, you can throw that on the side of everything. Okay, so that's the second thing. Let me go up because I'm missing the tea. I'm missing the tea. But anyway, make sure that you have that. I have a recipe for a salad on my page. I don't know where it's at, y'all. You're gonna have to go do some digging, okay? But it's very, very basic. It just has everything in it. The next person was asking about meal ideas. This is kind of in the same realm, okay? When you're putting your meals together, think of yourself like Chipotle. Think of yourself like Kava, okay? You're just mixing it up, right? You're finding yourself a protein, you're finding yourself a carbohydrate, you're finding yourself a vegetable, and you're putting all of those things together and you're creating your meal, okay? And are you guys familiar with macronutrients when we're talking about fats, carbs, proteins? Let me know if y'all are. Are y'all familiar with macronutrients? Because I don't want to go too far into that if you aren't. But if you are, okay, you want to make sure that you're finding a good fat source. Years ago, it was the whole like low fat. Y'all remember that fad where it was like low fat this, low fat that? That was a mess. Then they did it with the carbs, low carb this, low carb that. Don't believe anything that is going to have you restricting your meals in that way. Okay. You need good fats. I'm assuming everybody in here is ladies. It's mostly ladies that follow me. All I'm talking about is weight loss and hormones. I don't think guys want to hear about that. So with ladies, we need to make sure that we are intaking enough fats, for example, for our hormones. So good sources of fat, avocado, nuts and seeds, peanuts, walnuts, those types of things. Be careful. I'm not telling you to go out there and get the mixed bag of nuts with the sugar and the syrup on it. I'm telling you to go get raw, raw nuts. Okay. Don't get yourself caught up. Nut butters. Same thing with nut butters. Don't go out there getting the stuff with all the sugars in it. Okay. Get yourself raw, actual peanut butter. How do you know that you have good peanut butter? When it separates. Your peanut butter, almond butter, whatever you have, does it separate? Does the oil separate from the actual peanut butter? That is the type of peanut butter that you need to be using, for example. So making sure that you're getting a good amount of fats in your meals is important. So if we're thinking about this like Chipotle, for example, right? Our good fats could come from the guacamole, but you got to be careful with it. So what do? You would get that guacamole on the side if you were ordering it. But remember, we're just talking about how to create your meal like Chipotle. It's just giving you an idea. When you're like, how am I going to make a meal? Make yourself a Chipotle bowl and change the protein. Okay? I got to be honest with y'all. Sometimes you guys get way too caught up in the weeds. How do you eat day to day normally? How do you make your meals normally, right? You're getting a little bit too caught up in those things. What you should be focusing on is some of the things that we need to take out. Y'all want to talk about it? Y'all want to talk about some of the things we want to take out? Let's start with coffee, right? And not just coffee, not just coffee, not just coffee. Coffee has some benefits. I want to be clear. I want to be careful with that. I'm talking about the lattes, the frappuccinos, all that stuff that's running you up 500 calories every morning, but you haven't even had any real food. Hello? Okay. That's the stuff we want to take out. Okay. So we want to take out empty calories. Stop drinking your calories. Stop drinking your calories. It is a complete waste. One of the biggest things that helped me with weight loss, if we're talking about back in the day, I tell this story sometimes. Y'all, I was known at McDonald's, okay? It was so bad to the point that I had to start switching my location. I was like, I can't keep going to this McDonald's. Like they knew me. They knew my order. You know how you go into like a coffee shop or something you go into regularly and they like, hey, you'll take your same. Yeah, they was doing that to me at the McDonald's drive-thru. I was like, this can't be life. Okay, but before I was like, this can't be life, I just started going to a different location because I was embarrassed. I was very much embarrassed. But my order used to be to order a whole bunch of stuff off the dollar menu in general. Does that even still exist with this? I don't even know. But anyway, I would order a whole bunch of stuff off of there and then I would get a large Sprite with no ice because you're going to give me all of my Sprite. You're going to fill it all the way up, right? So I would do something like that, get a large Sprite with no ice, wasting so many calories on that. Drinking 400, 500 calories, that can be a third or a fourth of your calories for the day. So you have to start with the things that you need to clearly cut out. Like I don't want to sugarcoat it for y'all. Okay. So if you're the person who goes in the morning, you get this frappuccino, you get your latte or whatever, that's 300, 400, 500 calories, you haven't eaten anything, cut it out. Stop. We're cutting that out. 2024, and I hate to even say 2024. Right now, today, we're cutting it out. What are we waiting for? Right? So go ahead and cut those things out. Second thing, same thing with sodas. Cut it out. Just cut it out. I feel like at this point, I'm not going back and forth with clients or with you guys about whether or not we should be cutting out soda and having these things or having juice. Cut those things out. You're wasting your calories. You're wasting your calories. It's ridiculous. You're literally just drinking sugar. It's giving you a little bit of energy and then you're crashing every afternoon at 2, 3 o'clock. Okay? So we're going to cut those things out. The other thing that we want to cut out is fast food. All right? We're cutting fast food out, y'all. And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about like the Chipotles and the Cavas. I'm talking about the McDonald's and the Popeyes. Okay? Those are the things that we're cutting out. Sure, you can go to these restaurants, you can order in a certain type of way, and you can kind of like, get it to where you need it to be. But I will tell you that for me, I had to cut those things completely out. And let me give you this tea. When you're on a weight loss journey, you have to be in a weight loss mindset. A lot of y'all are failing because while you're on your weight loss journey, your mindset is in maintenance. You haven't earned a maintenance phase yet. You haven't gotten to a maintenance phase yet, right? So this is why you're having difficulty with keeping your goal, because you're trying to move and operate like someone who's already there. This is why you keep losing and regaining the same weight over and over and over and over again. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Because if you miss this part, you're really going to miss it. Like if you check out on this part, you really not going to get it. You have to stop moving like you are in a maintenance phase. You're not at your goal. The reason why you're not losing weight is because you keep losing the weight throughout the week and regaining it on the weekend, and losing it throughout the week and regaining it on the weekend. That's something somebody in maintenance could kind of do, right? Because you're just trying to maintain, I'm going to be good during the week and chill, and then I'm going to splurge a little bit on the weekend. When you're in a weight loss phase, you got to be in a weight loss phase every day. I'm so serious. You have to be in a weight loss phase every single day. This is a wake-up call. Some of you have been in my DM since 2016. And when I say this, I promise it's no shade, no tea. Okay? But it's just like, what's going on? Right? We're trying to lose the same weight over the past 8-9 years. Right? So you have to stop thinking like you are already at the maintenance phase, and you have to actually do what? Does anybody know? You have to actually do what when you're in the maintenance, or when you're in a weight loss phase? You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. That means you can't go to all the things, you can't have all the things, you don't get yeah. What did you think? If there was no sacrifice involved, everybody would be at their weight loss goal. If there was no sacrifice involved, everybody would be at their weight loss goal. Y'all are trying to lose weight without sacrificing nothing. That's just not how it works. So what I was going to say is that when I was on my weight loss journey, I completely cut soda, and then I completely cut fast food. It was just out. Yes, like I said, you can go to Popeyes, for example, and get the grilled chicken. I have all that kind of stuff for my clients. We have like a whole educational content, and they have like how to eat out, and yes, you can do those things, but you have to be super honest with yourself. If you are not at a point where you can go to those places and get it out your system and be done with it, then it's just not something that's going to work for you right now. It's just not. And you can't keep trying to work it in, because every time you go to McDonald's and you say you're just going to get this one little thing, and then you go, and then the next thing you know, it puts you into this spiral. That's on purpose. Did you know McDonald's meant for that to happen? Did you know that McDonald's meant for that to happen? Or whatever your place is. This is a part of how they sell you and get you hooked. Do you know those fries have salt and sugar on them? That's on purpose. That's on purpose. The salt gives you the taste. It makes you thirsty, so you'll get that large Sprite with no ice. And then the sugar keeps you addicted and coming back and wanting more and wondering why the small is not enough for you. Right? So these things are on purpose. You have to know that too. Okay? All right, so we talked about meal ideas. We talked about bulk prepping. We talked about making your plate like you're at Chipotle. Okay? Shannon, you said something really good, right? Shannon said you have to make your own food. And let me tell y'all something. On your weight loss journey, you are not in maintenance, like I said. So you have to make your food. It's a part of the sacrifice. It's a part of the sacrifice. Now, listen, you have other options. Like you can get a meal prep service. I like My Fit Foods, for example, and there's also one online called Factor Meals. You can get a meal prep service. That's an idea. You can hire someone to cook your meals. That's an idea. I have someone who comes in. She's here now. So it just depends on where you are, you know. But be clear, it has not always been that way. In the beginning, on my weight loss journey, I had to sacrifice. I needed to know how to cook the meals. I needed to know how to put it together. I needed to know the macronutrients, the fats, the carbs, the proteins. I needed to know what it looked like for me to be in a caloric deficit. Y'all get what I'm saying? So don't skip that phase. You're failing because you're trying to skip that part and go straight into maintenance where things are a little more lax. You're not at maintenance yet. I know it's probably not what y'all wanted to hear. So earlier I asked y'all about consistency. Let's go back up and see what you guys said about that. Oh, I missed a lot of stuff. Oh, wait, guys. I didn't know I wouldn't be able to scroll all the way back up. Let me see. I only fixed one plate. I feel that way going in. Before I had a different relationship with food. Okay. Okay, so y'all are saying 2 to 3 months and then you fall off. Somebody said 2 weeks and then I fall off. I always fall off at 2 weeks. Okay. So a lot of 2 week marks. Do y'all know when we're thinking about 2 weeks, do y'all know what happens over a 2 week period when we're talking about women? What happens with us over a 2 week period? Who knows? Hi, Raina from the Netherlands. I was just in the Netherlands in June. I want to go back. Every time I go and visit a country, I'm trying to move. Y'all know me. Yes, Shannon, your period. Did y'all know? Did y'all have that connection there? When you're thinking about why do I keep starting this weight loss journey and then every 2 weeks I'm off? Well, because you're going through phases. So when you get off of your period, how do you feel? Right? You're probably on top of the world. You're like, I'm going to conquer all the things. I'm going to do everything. Like, I got this. And then a couple weeks later, you're like, I'm not motivated anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. What happened? You switched. You were in your follicular phase. You've gone through your ovulatory phase, the ovulation. That's when you're feeling it at your height. And now you're in your luteal phase and you don't know how to operate there because you're like, what happened with the motivation? Stop letting your cycle stop you. When you have just the awareness, that's something that's going to help. Yes, when you're in that luteal phase, you want to eat everything. It changes your appetite. It changes your mood, right? But let me point out something else. If you guys are having these huge shifts, it shouldn't be swinging that far back and forth. So if you're having these really big shifts, you need to go and get your labs drawn and see what's going on. It shouldn't be like that. You will notice slight changes throughout the month, but if it feels like really, really big, that's something you need to dig into a little bit deeper. Okay, so know your cycle phases so that you can stop letting those things stop you from getting to your goal. We got it? Now, let's think about consistency. Okay, if you have been inconsistent, what is it, or can you identify what triggers you to quit? Can you identify what triggers you to quit? Anybody? When you quit, what is it? Is it your period or is it something else? Events. Okay, Shannon. Events tend to cause you to quit. What else? What else causes you to quit whenever we're thinking about consistency? And if you can't identify this part, you're going to have a really hard time ever being consistent. So you have to identify what it is that's causing you to fall off, right? If you don't know what that is, you got to figure that part out first. First things first. So we got events, stress, literally the weather or daylight set. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. Seasonal depression is real. If you're dealing with that, and especially if you're living in an area that doesn't have a lot of sun in the winter, get yourself a sun lamp, like an actual real one. I have one in my Amazon store. It's amazon.com/shop/Cookie Miller. And if you look at lifestyle favorites, there's a list in there. There's a little sunlight that you can use. It helps. I kid you not. I used to have one when I lived in Houston. So stress, events, we also have periods and wanting to eat everything during that time. So now that you have identified what it is that keeps you inconsistent, at least you know that is what's causing you to kind of fall off. How can we address that issue? How can we address that issue? How can we address whenever stress comes up, how can you start to handle that differently? Let's think about it like this. Let's say that your stress is coming from work, okay? You're working too many hours, it's closed, it's end of year, all these different things are going on. And every time that you get into this busy season, you find that you fall off. Why are you falling off? You're falling off because, like Shannon just said, you have not properly prepared. You know that every year at this time in your role or in your business, you are going to be busy. Why are we not making adjustments for that? But let me give you a real tip, okay, of what I want you to do today. I want you to sit down today and I want you to write down 3 things that you're going to do every single day, no matter what. I do this with all of my clients and we call it the 3 non-negotiables. I don't care what came up, you're going to figure it out, okay? If it were something else, you would figure it out. So for this, you have to figure it out too. You want to write down 3 things. For me, this used to be like, well, actually, this is right now. Making sure that I get outside. Okay, somebody talked about the weather and how that impacts you. For me, if I don't go outside and get some sunlight and some fresh air, it's a bad day. It's a bad day. If I stayed inside all day and just worked, sat right here at this desk, at this computer, and just looked at this screen, it's a bad day. 3 non-negotiables. What are those going to be? Mine is to get outside for at least 5 minutes. These are not big goals, y'all. These are small things so that even on your most stressful, busiest day, you can get these things in. Okay? 5 minutes, I'm going outside. Period. It is a non-negotiable. Okay? Second thing could be something like a water goal, because a lot of y'all are not hydrated. Do you have a good water bottle? Get yourself a solid water bottle. This one is 36 ounces. Okay? Get yourself a good water bottle. I have a water goal. I set that water goal and I drink that amount of water every single day. For me, it's about 128 ounces, so a gallon of water. For you, it might be lower. Maybe you're starting at 64 ounces or 32 ounces. It doesn't matter, but make sure that you're hitting your water goal. That's just an example. These non-negotiables are things that you're going to set based on your lifestyle. Okay, so based on your lifestyle, you are going to set this. And then the third thing, let's see what's something else that I would set. Oh, it's to get my walk in. Okay, so get your walk in. Are you getting steps? A lot of us are working from home. Some of you are going back into the office, but even if you're back in the office, you're mostly just sitting, right? So making sure that you are walking throughout the day. There is no excuse. There is no reason why you can't walk for 20 or 30 minutes a day. If you're saying I can't do that, you just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying that you can't do that, you're just not ready to commit. You're just not serious. You're just not there. You can't walk 20 or 30 minutes a day. And then there's this big list of why. I go to work at this time and do this. Come on. On your lunch break, can you walk 10 minutes? Before you get ready to leave, can you walk for 10 minutes? And after dinner, can you walk for 10 minutes? Because that's 30 minutes in a day, right? Would standing in the garage count when it's raining? Well, no. It wouldn't count. It would maybe if you want to just like, are you saying just to get the sunlight, Shannon? If you're saying just to get the sunlight, yeah. Like if it's raining and you're like, I just need to get some sun, I don't see why not. Sometimes I just go and stand under the little awning in my backyard and just kind of get some sunlight that way. So you can definitely do that. But if you're talking about for like getting outside, I would say, I mean, for me, when it's raining, I still go outside. You know, one thing that I've noticed since I moved to Mexico is why in the US are we so terrified of rain? When it rains out here, it's so interesting. Everybody just be outside like regular. I noticed the same thing. Somebody was just commenting from the Netherlands. I noticed the same thing when I was in Amsterdam in June. People just go outside, but for us in the US, like when it's raining, it's like we're not doing anything. Like everything is canceled. Y'all can still go outside. I did a live probably last year. I was outside walking, doing my walk, and it was raining, and I had on a jacket, and I had my umbrella, and I was doing my little live, talking to y'all. So still go outside. You're gonna be okay unless it's like torrential downpour or a hurricane or something. Oh, you were what? You were in Cozumel and still riding the moped? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm like, is the U.S. the only country where we're like so terrified of rain? I really don't know. Listen, I want to tell y'all a couple things that I have coming up before we talk about the rest of this. One thing is the weight loss class, weight loss for women over the age of 30. We're going to be diving deep into this stuff. We're not just going to talk about the period cycle. We're going to go deeper and talk about hormones, what tests you need to take, supplements, how you should be eating exactly, how to create your schedule, all those types of things in this class. This class is normally $99. It's $19.99 on Black Friday sale right now, and the space is limited. I don't know how many seats I have left right now. Let me see. I can check real quick and see how many I have left. But make sure that you get in there. cookiemiller.com/Black Friday. If somebody wants to type it in for me, that would be helpful so everyone can know what the link is. But it's also right there in my bio. The second thing that I have coming up is going to be opening spots for 2024. Some of y'all have been reaching out to me like, what's going on? What's happening in January? Yes, I'm already opening spots. Consider this your announcement. I haven't announced it publicly because I'm almost full. And so I'm not sure if I will end up announcing it publicly, but if you're on this live, know that yes, I am accepting clients for 2024. And I actually just accepted a client who is starting on December 11th. I have start dates open for December 4th, December 11th, and December 18th. So if you want to start on any of those days, please just DM me. Don't even do anything else. Just DM me. Unless you want to go and fill out the application at cookiemiller.com, you can. That'll give me a little bit of insight as to what's going on with you. The application just asks some questions about like, what's your goal? What have you tried in the past? It's just quick little questions for me to prepare for the call before we get on your consultation call. Okay. There are so many different options available. If you're somebody who's worried about price, I had somebody who was worried about price and I talked to her a couple weeks ago and she was so surprised because there are so many payment plan options. So don't let that be the reason to stop you. There's payment plan options and there's different tiers of coaching that I offer. So if you're wanting to work with me going into 2024, this is your opportunity to do it. Okay. Usually in January, I get super full. A couple years ago, I got full in January and I didn't have a space open until August. That was wild. So please make sure that if you want to work with me, you go ahead and get in. If you're not sure if you want to work with me and you're like, I don't know, maybe you just found me and you're not sure, then I would recommend that you come to the class for $19.99 because that's going to give you a good idea of kind of like what it's like to work with me and also what my coaching style is. It's important that you are going to be able to deal with my coaching style, which, you know, sometimes I'm gonna call you out. So you gotta be able to take that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to take that. If you're somebody who's like, no, please don't call me out, like I need to be coddled, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm gonna call you out on your stuff. So definitely, if you're considering joining for 2024, do not waste any time. Either cookiemiller.com to apply, or when you hop off this live, you can go ahead and just send me a DM and say, hey, I'm thinking about, oh, somebody just joined. Yay. Okay, I see y'all. Y'all not playing no games. I just got somebody else that is joining the class for $19.99. I love that. So class is going to be on December 18th. It is a Monday. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Central Time. Do not worry if you can't attend. Do not worry if you're traveling or you have something going on. If you get this deal on Black Friday only, you are going to get access to the recording. I'm telling you straight up that if you do not get it for Black Friday, you will have to pay extra for the recording. Plus, the price of the class will no longer be the Black Friday deal of $19.99. So, you know. But this class is for you if you're over 30, if you are inconsistent in your weight loss journey, if you have been trying to lose the same weight and New Year's resolution has been to lose weight for the past several years, this class is for you because we're going to uncover all of that. So do we have any other questions before we head out? I want to make sure that y'all feel good and y'all feel ready. So let me know if you guys have any other questions that I can address, especially while you have me here. Come on. Come on, don't be shy about your question. Do not be shy about your question. Hey, Miss Lillian. I didn't even see you come in. Hey, Dr. Siobhan. What's up? What's up? Y'all coming in late. We're about to head out. I'm taking any last questions just to see if anybody has anything. Y'all are still hanging out here, so I'm assuming that maybe y'all are typing your questions and I don't want to get off before you're done. So I have 20 spots left in that class. 20 spots left in that class. So, and then someone just got one. So I had 21, now I have 20. How do you balance your cravings for sweets? This is a very good question. I think that one of the first things that you need to do is identify what is causing the sweet cravings, right? Because sometimes it's not just like, oh, I'm just having cravings. Sometimes it's related to your blood sugar control or lack thereof, right? So first things first, if you haven't, this is just for everybody in general, please go get your labs done in 2024 or before 2024. You need to get a complete blood count, a CBC. You need to get a CMP, a comprehensive metabolic panel. Write those two down, CBC, CMP. And I would also test your cortisol, that's your stress hormone, because that can also be causing you to have sweet cravings. But let me just give you a general answer, okay? Eat real food. Sometimes you are craving sweets and you're craving these things because that's all you tend to eat. So make sure that you're balancing out your plate. Are you eating nutritious food? Are you eating vegetables? Are you eating full proteins? Okay, so make sure that you are eating real food. If you eat sweets, you're going to crave sweets. If you eat salty fries all the time, that's what you're going to crave. You're going to crave what you eat. So when you start to change yourself and you start to become a person who eats vegetables and who eats full meals and who sits down to have their meals, those are the things that you're going to crave. It's just going to naturally happen. But you have to be what? Who knows? What have we been talking about this whole life? Somebody better tap in and let me know. Oh, thank you for asking this question. How do you plan to celebrate your 10-year weight loss anniversary? Okay, wait. First, real quick. We have a lot of new people here. Welcome to the new people. If you're new to me, like send me a like or something and let me know. But real quick, my name is Cookie. I lost about 100 pounds 10 years ago, have kept it off for the past 10 years. I originally started coaching people, training people as a personal trainer in person back in 2014 is when I started training people. And it was insane. I was driving all around town training people in person. I also worked in corporate wellness. So I worked with a lot of companies like Shell and Chevron, teaching classes there and also training their employees. So now, starting in 2019, I went ahead and did coaching online because I saw that there was a need for things to be addressed more than what I could do in the gym. In the gym, the only thing I could do was train the client. I mean, we got 30 minutes, we got an hour. I don't have time to ask you about your stress. I don't have time to ask you about your periods. I don't have time to ask you about all these things that are probably impacting your goals. So this is why I transitioned to coaching online. And now I work with women over the age of 30 who have issues with hormone balance and who are wanting to lose weight and keep it off. I generally don't work with the younger ladies because they just haven't gotten all the gimmicks out of their system. You know what I'm saying? They haven't gotten all the gimmicks out of their system. And y'all, listen, if you're a younger lady in here, especially if you've been hanging out on the live for the whole time, you're probably somebody who needs to apply. Okay, but for the people, the younger ladies who probably clicked in and clicked out, okay, because you got to get all that stuff out your system. I need you to go try some weight loss tea. I need you to go, try to run all the weight off. I need you to go and do all this crazy cardio. Go do all that stuff and come back, because if not, what I have found with the younger ladies, I'm talking about the ladies in their 20s, especially younger 20s. Like I just had a 23-year-old that I had to fire a client, y'all. Lord. But look, it's because they're just not there. They're just still trying to find the quick fix. So I need the ladies who are like 30 plus. You tried all the BS and you're already past that phase. You're like, I'm trying to do the thing that works. I'm trying to do the thing that's going to take me from 30 to 40, and I'm holding on to this weight. Oh, somebody else. Y'all coming to class? Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to do the things that are going to actually work and actually stick. Those are the ladies that I'm looking to work with. But how am I planning to celebrate, girl? I do not know. I haven't even planned anything. I have not planned anything. And I already had my 10-year anniversary. It was September 12th, 2023. The first day that I went to do my actual not first workout, okay, because the history is that I had tried to lose weight so many times before I lost 100 pounds. So don't get it twisted and think, oh, I started and I just lost the weight in 18 months or in a year. That's not how it happened. I tried a whole bunch of time. Y'all go to my YouTube channel. I have YouTube videos that have videos of me from 2012 or 2011 talking about, hey, y'all, I'm doing P90X. This is day one. Do y'all know when those videos stopped? Those videos stopped at like day 7. I thought I was going to document this whole process and I was going to show you guys, my weight loss or whatever back then, and it just didn't work until it finally did. So yes, like Siobhan said, the mindset change is key. The mindset shift has to happen. You have to actually be thinking long term. So that's why I'm looking for ladies who are over the age of 30. If you're under the age of 30 and you're like, hey, I already have the mindset, go ahead and apply. Go ahead and apply. We can get on the call and see if it's going to be a good fit. All right. Y'all got any other questions? Are we good? So I'll see you guys either in class on the 18th, or I will see you if you do a consultation call for any of my December start dates, which again, I have December 11th, 4th, and 18th. So 4th, 11th, and 18th of December are the start dates I have, but that means you need to schedule your consultation call like now, which means you need to apply now. All right. You can DM me if you have any other questions. Thank y'all for coming to the live. And I'm not reposting this one, so only the people who are here get it. Bye.